Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony. Welcome to another edition of Being a Sports Talk. So yeah, today's game day, and I want to give you some of my game previews and talk about some games a little bit. I'm not going to do like the classic game previews because there are like 50 million of them. I just want to talk a little bit of sports today. Sorry I haven't really been uploading. It's been a pretty busy week by my standards, and I'll try to make it up next week. Let's just say that. So the Giants play the Redskins, and the line is 3 points. I have a parlay play, so I'm going to put that on the screen. These are my bets of the week, and I'm going to upload this by the time of 1 o'clock. A lot of videos that I do, I just, talk, I record, whatever, I just speak. And sometimes I just don't have the time to upload, don't feel like uploading it, think it's bad. So it doesn't really make it. So this video may not make it at all. But so here's my parlay play. So one of them is the Giants and the Redskins. I have the Giants at even value, plus 100 against the Redskins. I think Saquon Barkley is going to hurt a little bit. He wasn't really part of the game plan versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because they wanted Daniel Jones to beat them. The Buccaneers said that outright. Barkley had 8 carries and 15 yards. Wayne Gallman can do that. I'm not sure if it was 8 carries and 15 yards, but it was something along to that effect. And the Redskins, they have a pretty good run defense. You look at the teams that they played so far this year. They played the Cowboys, and the Cowboys, Zeke Elliott didn't really run that well on them. They played, who else did they play? They played the Eagles. The Eagles didn't really run well on them. So they have a pretty good run defense. It's all going to be on whether Daniel Jones can do it again with his arm. They're going to give him different looks with this defense. I don't think that their defense is that complex to give Daniel Jones things that he's absolutely never seen before. But they're going to try and run some different things. Gruden is kind of coaching for his football life a little bit. You have to. I think with Dwayne Haskins and Case Keenum, he wants Case Keenum to continue playing because he wanted Daniel Jones, and he's going to be really just jealous of the Giants because he's going to see Daniel Jones on the other sideline tearing him apart, and this is going to be a big test for him. I don't even think he cares at this point. Prove me wrong. I don't think Jay Gruden cares. I said that it would be good for Dwayne Haskins to get a coach like Mike McCarthy to teach him, to how to be a pocket passer. So I think Dwayne Haskins, his body language is awful. There's a picture of him. I'm going to try to put it up. His body language is just awful when, Case Keenum was on the bench. He probably threw another interception against the Bears. And Dwayne Haskins is just not into it at all. And that's concerning for them. And that's why I feared about Dwayne Haskins. Like, when things aren't going his way, he's going to, bitch and moan about, why he's the victim. And I really don't like that about him. I think he's a lot of maturing to do. I think he's a pretty good pocket passer. I think actually he's going to end up being a little bit better than Jameis Winston was. I really do think. I think he's a guy, even though they're both black, I get it, black pocket passers, but I think he's a little bit more accurate than Jameis Winston. I think he'll be a little bit better of a leader than Jameis Winston, but right now, I really don't like Dwayne Haskins' body language. I'm taking the points in the Giants, 3 points. We count by sevens now. We don't sell for field goals. We have that running element. And the Redskins, I think, are going to be really just confused about what we're doing because they're used to playing us when Eli Manning is playing. And now with that read option availability, and we have a couple players returning from injury. I know Russell Shepard is out, but, we have Sterling Shepard back. We have a lot of our weapons back. We're a little bit healthier defense. I think it's going to improve week by week. I think DeAndre Baker, I think James Bettcher is going to figure out how these guys work in this defense. I think it's a learning process for this defense. It's really young. And Alec Ogletree obviously is going to be a problem, but whatever. So another game that I have is Rams versus Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are getting 10.5 points. And Todd Gurley hasn't been productive. Jared Goff he's been serviceable in his absence. He hasn't been horrible, but they've been winning games. And I think that the Buccaneers lose by less than 10.5 points. So, yeah, I think the Buccaneers, they have a great defense. I think they're going to give Jared Goff, I think they're going to make his day miserable. I see this as a really low-scoring game. And if the Rams only get 20, I think the Buccaneers can get 10. I really do. Mike Evans has been playing well. Their running backs, Barber, has been playing pretty well. James Justin has been playing awful. He showed signs of last year, but Again, it's a 3-game sample size. It's a pretty small sample size. You got to start seeing the long-term trends of the league. That's why football is obviously hard, because baseball is 162 games. Football is only 16. It's hard to get those long-term trends going. I think that the Buccaneers will be up to it. Los Angeles is not really that much of a home field advantage. It's going to be warm. The Buccaneers are used to that. I can definitely see the Buccaneers winning or losing by less than 10 points. Next game, the Chiefs versus the Lions. I'm not taking the spread. I'm taking the points, the over-under. I think this game goes over 54.5. And why? Because Patrick Mahomes is in a dome. Now, there's some stats like, Patrick Mahomes on turf fields, he's not as good on grass fields. Like, come on, shut up. I think that even though Matt Stafford is injured, I think that they're just going to pound the rock in the beginning, let Matt Stafford get in a rhythm, and then use him when they need him. I think the Lions can contribute 30 points. I do think that they have a chance to win, but Matt Stafford's mobility is going to be a real problem with his hip. I'm not sure if they're going to want to extend him and doing some crazy plays with... I don't think they're going to expand the entire playbook for Matt Stafford this game. Kerryon Johnson, he's been playing well. Kenny Golladay, he's been good. I forget his name. Sorry, Marvin Jones Jr. He's really good on my fantasy team. I picked him up. He scored 23 points for me, but too bad I put him on the bench because I forgot to make my fantasy team last week. Sorry. That kind of happens sometimes during the football season. And then, I think that this game will go well over the 54. I still think the Chiefs win, but I won't be surprised if the Lions win. And if the Lions win, they're in first place, so they're seeing that first place trophy right now. Chiefs, not really playing for anything. It's kind of like, it's another week. They have their eyes on bigger and better things. This is a big game for the Lions, and I think they may be up for the task for it. Then another game that I have in order to make my parlay play outright, I had to bet Tennessee. I just had to. This is a key stat. The Atlanta Falcons are 0-12 against their last 12 AFC teams, and I don't think they covered the spread either. So that means they're bad at adapting. That means it's bad coaching. I'm starting to fray away from the Atlanta Falcons, but the reason why I'm kind of sticking on is because of this division. I don't trust the Teddy Bridgewater and the Saints. I don't trust the Panthers with Kyle Allen. I think they can make a move, but with the Atlanta Falcons, Matt Ryan's throwing a little more interceptions, and this defense, you saw what happened against the Browns. I know it was a tight game towards the end, but I think that the Titans are a well-rounded team. They're a good coach team. I'm going to take the points, and I'm going to swallow them. I'm not sure the right term, but I'm always going to go, I don't even know betting terms, but I'm going to bet the Titans to win this game, so that means I get more odds. And that's why I have a $1 bet gets me 126, as you probably saw. And then finally, my last bet, I think it is at least. I may be missing one, but it's the Browns and the Ravens. And here are the 3 points why I think that the Browns have a legitimate possibility to win this game. One, Baker Mayfield is motivated by things he says. He hasn't really done that well so far this year when, things that you say. I think this team is, after this loss, the Baker Mayfield, it might have been his play call. I think Freddie Kitchen, they're almost talking about, I don't know how to explain it, but I really don't understand the Browns. We know what you're going to say. Don't worry about what we're going to say. Worry about how you're going to play. Don't worry about what other people are thinking about you. Worry about yourself. I think Odell has one of those big games. He torched the Ravens that one year, remember that? With the Giants, 2 touchdowns, 220 yards or something like that. Had the game-winning touchdown. I think he has another one of those games. I could see him having 200 yards. I think he's going to have an amazing game. You could say that the Ravens have an amazing defensive front. They're 20th in the league in defense this year, and they played Miami, the Cardinals, and I guess you can say Mahomes, but they didn't even play that bad against Mahomes. They were pretty good against Mahomes. So in 3 games, haven't really been that good on defense. We'll see if it was a thing they're coming up to shape, but I think the Browns have a legitimate possibility. They're plus 280, and that really helps my parlay play. A second point I would say is that the offensive line, it hasn't been horrible, and I think that they're all healthy now. They're starting to get a little camaraderie, and if they can band together just for this one game, it doesn't matter how they're going to play in the future. I think that they've got a lot of holding penalties, and the penalties have killed them. So especially on this offensive line. So if they can just stop the penalties for this one game and just stay disciplined, this is a really big game for them. Because if you think about it, if they win this game, they're in first place in the division. This is a huge game. This is a huge, like, I can't understate. This is a huge. If they win, they're 2-2. The Ravens are 2-2, and they obviously have the tiebreak because they won. This is no run of the mill thing. Like, they need to win this game, and plus they see their schedule in the future. It's like Patriots. They see that, and they're like, if we can just win this game, it'll kind of excuse games a couple weeks down. It's like, you know what, we won this big game, and then they see that stretch going down, and later in the year, it's like then it starts getting easy. So they're like, we're gonna have to rattle one of these wins off. I think that the run game for the Browns is going to be really important to establish time for Baker Mayfield in the pocket to pass. And, he has all of his weapons are pretty much healthy besides David Njoku. But I always thought, I never really loved David Njoku. I don't know why. But, yeah, so the Browns have a legitimate possibility, especially this defense. The Browns' defense is really good. That's why they traded for Olivier Vernon. They wanted this defense to be good. They had Sheldon Richardson, Denzel Ward. Their corners have been a little bit lackluster, but if you look at it, Lamar Jackson isn't the best passer of the ball. He had an off game against the Chiefs. And when he was throwing to wide receivers in Miami and Arizona, they were freaking wide open. He's threaded the needle a couple times. I'm not saying he can't thread the needle whatsoever, but if you can give Lamar Jackson different looks, he's not experienced either. He has his second year. If you just have a dirty defense, I think it's possible for the Browns to win. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video. These are my picks for the week. A $1 bet gets you $126, and I think all these have a really legitimate possibility. That's why I picked them. I didn't pick any, pie in the sky ones. I didn't pick the Miami Dolphins to upset the Chargers, but I feel like I should. Like, there's a lot of distraction with the Chargers. I'm like, what if Josh Rosen just goes off? Because the Miami was dropping a lot of. You know what? I'm probably gonna do that. I'm not going to say that I did it. I'm probably going to do that and make another parlay, bet Miami to win outright, and then they'll probably exponentially make the line great. Okay, yeah, I'll probably do that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know what you think about my picks, and let me know your picks, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.